welcome. So, yesterday was part 1 of the discussion on virtual fashion. So, we went over what a fashion event looks like and what sort of items they offered. Today is split into 2 parts. We want to look at the outfits that I actually bought from the event, and we also want to look at how Second Life works. So I have taken you into Second Life here with Concept Me. Yes, Concept Me. This is my original form. Yep. Obviously same hair, different clothes though. This is another outfit that I was looking at wearing. And I've put us in a white space just to make it easier to look at the outfits later. So, this is the original Virtual Mikami. And there are a lot of components that make her up. This is actually a list of all the components. Anything in what I guess you could call brown here is a component. So there's a lot of those. There is a lot of those. Some of the things are not equipped because they will have no relevance to us today, and I'm just not going to bother with that. But we're going to talk about some of the others, and how this whole thing works. And yeah, it's going to be a thing. Oh, you can also see my inventory tab because I might need to access bits of my inventory. So yeah, you're going to see those too. And yeah, it's going to be a thing today. Anything I can't show on YouTube is going to get taken out in video editing, I should say. Because, yeah, I can't show those. So, bear with me. As you can obviously see, Nakami is very animated. But, that is due to this thing hiding in the corner here. This is, what is, okay. The window is obviously bigger, so it's not going to all fit on the screen at once. But, alright. Now that you can see it, down in the corner here, that little green power symbol, that is part of what is called a HUD. Yeah. Actually, I don't need that HUD either. That was not important to us. So, this can just be turned right off, and then I look really dumb. You go back to the default poses, which were built into Second Life some almost 20 years ago now. They are not good. That is why everyone basically uses what's called an animation override, which is kind of like this. They sometimes look different depending on who created them and you know, what visual appearance they wanted to give it. But all of them are what are called animation overrides. They override the basic animations to make you stop looking so stupid. So we're going to turn that back on and stop looking really stupid. Current ones in Second Life actually are what they call bento AOs. AO being animation override. Bento is basically the system for using captured data, kind of like face tracking does. But, you know, the usually the more classic style with a suit. Someone actually has to wear one of those suits and get their movements tracked, and that's what the bento system uses. It was something fairly new at this point, or is, even though it's several years old now, it's still pretty new for a lot of people. You will still find people that don't even use an AO because they don't know what they're doing or they just don't care. But usually, most places in Second Life that actually care about what you look like are gonna find no animation override to be a sin. Yeah, it's just not. Well, it's frowned on. Let's put it that way. The other HUDs you're gonna see, and I'll put back up the inventory because we're gonna need that. Is this? This is actually what controls the body you actually see. Because originally, the bodies in Second Life, yeah, they weren't like textured in a modern way or anything. That's now sort of changed and sort of not. It's a hard concept to understand. I am actually not entirely up to date. Mostly because the skin my body uses is not available in the right format yet. Um, so there's something newer that I could be using called Baked On Mesh, and I am not, because the skin does not come in it. And if I change what skin the body is using, then I have to change what skin the head is using, and those have to match. Or you look really weird anyways. So, I have not changed yet. Um, if I can finally get the skin for the body in the correct format, I would switch to Baked On Mesh. But I can't. And I rather like the skin combo I'm using, so yeah, I'm still stuck on it. So that's a thing. That is a thing. As you can see, though, behind me here are a bunch of diagrams. They show the different areas and sections of the body. So if I do this, suddenly part of my body is invisible. There's a good reason for that. To make this whole system work so that you see a mesh body and not something made up of very primitive shapes, you have to use a layer to make you transparent. And actually, you can probably see it here, I think. But yes, it's right at the top, and I almost missed entirely. It's the Alpha Full Avatar. That is what makes it so my original body is effectively invisible, and you just see the mesh body instead. And if I... this is gonna look horrible. I do this. For now, I look okay. For now. But I don't want to look too close, because things will start to pop through. Oh, like now. It took a little bit. Yeah. There we go. Oh, yeah. Yeah, let's turn that back on. That's long enough. Looking at the face. Let's go back to the shiny new and not the old. Yeah, we don't want to look like that again. So you don't look like that. You wear the transparency. Because there is an actual body under everything, but we don't want to look at it. So, on top of that, you have physics layers. This one is just a brand made to make it so you're a little bouncy, and that's usually a good thing. But there's a full physics system built in. It uses Havoc, so it's kind of like in mini game systems. So that's a thing. I've kind of described this. There's other aspects to this that we can get into too. There are other body systems too, and they all look a little bit different in how they control. My head has its own system, as you can see here, though this is just the expressions, so I can make my face do different animations. You'll see those go by as I talk here. She smiles, closes her mouth, she opens it again, she blinks. All that is controlled by this. I don't usually manually control it, but in case I want to turn something on or off, I leave it in here so I can just pull it up anytime I need to. But that's for the head controls, and that controls separately than the whole rest of the body, because they are two separate systems that have to connect to each other, but not directly, which probably makes no sense to you. Obviously, going down this list, this actually is not needed, but it's a holdover. Same for this down here, and that's not actually a shape, but it's calling itself a shape. That's part of the old system too, as are the eyes. They're just there as holdovers because the system expects you to wear basic parts that existed from the beginning of the game. Or system, I guess you should say. They don't really affect us. At least not here, because we're not using those parts. But Yeah, it's a thing. Otherwise, here's the AO again. Here are my rings. Those are part of my piercings. So I think I've changed the system, actually. I don't know if that's still valid or not. Maybe it is. It's been a while. Hip piercings, which are actually these lines on my tummy. Eyes, parts of the face. These are all parts of the head right here. The HUD for the head. The tongue. Actually, I don't need this at the moment either. Glasses are mostly just because I like those particular branded glasses. Then we have the body, and the mesh body has different aspects to it. I am actually wearing 2 layers of tattoos. I'm doing that on purpose, because I sometimes switch to the petite form. So, that's a thing. But yeah, you're gonna see that there. You can't see it now because the menu here is in the way, but I have a dance HUD, so I could, pose myself in different dance patterns or any other animation I wanted to do. We might need that, so I left it there. There are actually earrings. I have earrings. You just can't see them. You can't see them. So that's the thing. 1 in each ear. That's not really important, but that's more jewelry. Then you actually have the 2 pieces for the top and the bottom of the clothes I'm wearing. Also the heels, because I'm wearing heels at the moment. So you see all those. And then we have the hair, and finally the belly ring, which you guys have never seen before, because it's kind of covered with what I'm wearing here. But it exists on both. You just can't see those. You don't get to see those yet. Not yet. Maybe my summer outfit will show those. I'll have to wait and see. But yeah, jewelry. I have a lot of jewelry. That is everything that goes into a Second Life avatar, at least at the higher end. And there's some open spaces still, so if I needed extra pieces to my outfit, for instance, I could add those. Yeah. So that's all the components that make up a typical advanced body. Now that we've gotten that out, let's move this off to the side again. There are actually the things we got yesterday. The things we got. So, let us move into a different category. I date my folders, but I am a couple months behind on making new ones. So, some little issues there. One of the things we picked up was a cat. I told you I wanted a kitty. Look at him. He's adorable. Adorable. He has a HUD too. You can actually control him. Lots more functionality than I think you probably need. But, yeah. You can make him have different expressions. You're just so cute. Luckily, it did not cost me much. So, they're not very functional, and they're not really fashion, but I'm including the cat. Such big eyes. Such big eyes. We're gonna take the HUD back off, and gonna put the kitty away for now. Put the kitty away. Alright. There's 2 hairstyles. So we're gonna move and try those on first. The current hair I have on, and we'll go back into appearance for this. But the current hair I have on is a Monso hair. They're a brand. There are lots of designers and brands in Second Life. It is a very complex set of businesses that all interconnect. But I like Monso hair, so yeah, obviously I'm wearing it in both forms, technically. or at least an interpretation of. But yeah, that's the original, which is Lipa. I don't quite get the name. Maybe they're a European designer, and hence the name. It sounds kind of European. Now, we're gonna look ugly for a second. Brace yourselves. Bald Nakami. But, yeah, let's put this on. I can use either the medium or the medium petite. Both work. And I tried this on earlier just to make sure everything was in place. But this is the hairstyle. Obviously, you see it render into place in place of the other hairstyle. I generally like this. Let's get up close and personal. There are a few bits, like at the shoulder here, that do a little bit of clipping or almost clipping, depending on what outfit I'm wearing. And it sticks out a little bit because the physics engine is not complex enough to handle like hair. Not quite up to the standards of like a game engine. At least not entirely. I mean, it will flex and move to some extent, but it follows the body and not like its own physics. So unlike the hair in Live 2D, it does not, go towards the ground. It's pretty static, actually. It is very nice looking, but it is still kind of static. You'll see it flex and move as the head moves. But I like it in general. Very nice tones. Same sort of tones as you see in my hair. That's one style. And I'll show this. I got black and red because obviously that's what my hair color is. But besides mine, you can't really see it because I'm in the way. Okay, well, I'll lean. You can't see too much there. Let me lean this way. Alright. You can see behind me all the different colors, sort of at least. And there's options to customize it. You can't really see those. There's different styles, hair base on and off, different things, materials. Materials are a relatively new thing. That's the texturizing that gives the bumpiness and the texturing to objects, at least within Second Life. That's what they call it. But it's the same thing you'd see in like games and has been available in a long time, but not so much in Second Life. It's also considered a newer feature. Materials didn't exist until a few years ago. I will not show you pictures from the old days. They are embarrassing, really embarrassing. But yeah, this is the first hairstyle, and I do like it. Monso has done some great work, so I do like it. Let's take that off, and we're bald again. All right, now time for the other hair. The other hair has different colors. Still black and red, but less red. I couldn't get it to be quite how I want, because I don't have that fine a control over it. But I'll show you the HUD. The appearance is in the way. I can see the dance HUD too. But this is the HUD you get. Home is the primary color. This is where I set the black, for instance. And when I set it, it sets all the color. You lose the streak. But you have to set that first. Then you can set the red on top of that. If it wants to do what I tell it. Maybe it will. There we go. It took a little. But we add the red tones back in the streak now. You can also customize this one. The base style looks a little different than you see it here. I prefer it without the heavy bangs. I love the way it frames my face. Yeah, it's a really nice hairstyle. A lot like the one I have, actually. Just not so curly. More straight. Very similar, though. I like it. I would wear it. Actually, it looks like a lot like how I tend to usually do my hair. So, yeah, that's the thing. But it's got options. The normal one comes with bangs, which I don't like as much because they hang down in your eyes. Not very helpful. Not very helpful. But there are also the options to uncover an ear, and you can switch which ear it is. So we're gonna go around and see. You can also do both ears if you want, and then both ears are uncovered. I don't like it like that though. I want the face framing, which it does only like this, and we're gonna hide the bangs because I prefer it without the bangs, or at least not down the front. Off to the sides is good. Off to the sides is good. But very nice look. In fact, I'm gonna leave that there, and we're gonna look a little bit different when this is all over. But yeah, I could do tint color, so I could go anywhere in the color spectrum basically to do the streak if I wanted. But it's just as easy to have the streak options here. These are most of the primary colors. Unless you want something very specific, there'd be really no reason to use this. But you can save those even and reapply them. So those are all options. Definitely a nice hairstyle. And US is fairly popular. We're going to leave that on. The only other thing was that one outfit. And I'm going to have to cut part of this video, because you're going to see me. You're going to see me naked. Or at least you would see this. But I will be cutting this, so you won't see that. Here we go with the outfit. Here we go with the outfit. This is that outfit I was looking at yesterday. I've tinted things a little. Added the red to match with the bands and the belts to match the hair. It matches really closely with this hair, which is actually one of the reasons I decided I wanted to wear this hair with it. Also, the long stretch of exposed skin, but nothing is exposed that shouldn't be exposed. I mean, it's tempting, but not, too much. I love that sort of look. The sweater's a bit much for, temperatures outside have gone a lot colder today than they have been. But, yeah, that's a thing. I probably would not mix a sweater so much with it, but still love the way it looks. And then you get the pants. Pants have this gap with this band, which is kind of nice. I'm not sure how that would actually stay up, but we don't have to really worry about that. You get to see more of the room. I'm borrowing a room for this. Shoes are something I've bought previously. I'm not going to go into those right now, but they're from another event because that's how I do most of my shopping. But this is the look. I like the whole thing in parts and in total. So I don't have too much to say about it. I love the texturing work. It's got, I want to call it a sort of almost like latex or like leather look. Glossiness, really nice texturing, the seams even. I'm sure this was meant to be some sort of like underwear, but you can't really tell if it is or not because of the way it's cut. So very nice work with that. I doubt you could actually probably wear underwear under this. Especially not mesh stuff. And mesh is how most of the clothes are. At least the good clothes. There are still older clothes that are not mesh. But we're not going to talk about those. Not really what we went over into. But that was the one outfit we bought from the event. I didn't buy anything else. Because we didn't really need to. And yeah, it just didn't have that much that appealed to me right now. But then again, I have a lot of clothes. we're gonna go and pop on the hoodie here. So we're just gonna replace the current outfit with the hoodie. The hoodie is a style I am thinking about for later this year sometime. It is literally going to turn everything back on. Alright, so here we have a look that I am considering for fall. Hoodie, short skirts, almost covers my hands, as you can see. And then I move my hands all over the place. In fact, it actually goes through my hands a little. You can see that. My thumb actually goes through the bulk of it, I guess you could say. I also have these shoes on, which are really nice. They're socks for the top part, and then they go into these rubberized shoes that are heeled. I really like the effect. But this is a possible look for later this year, fall time. I was wearing a more summer outfit earlier. There's other ones. I'm not going to show you all of them, but I will show you that one. We're gonna switch back, but I'm gonna do this a little bit differently. Now I'm not gonna take off the other items first. This is gonna look messy. The two outfits are gonna conflict, and then I'm gonna have to go and actually remove them. Which means finding them. Attach that. And you can actually see the skirt now. This is a very nice pleated skirt side. Let's get rid of the trail boots. And the skirts. And we are back to the outfit we had on. With a few extras. That you can't see. Because I'd minimize a few things. But I think that's it for now. Yeah, that's our overview of fashion. So, have fun, take care, and I will see you later. Bye!